So yo, here we are, and this as a follow-up to the last video about the horrors of that string tying and wrapping around your post, multiple wraps. This is how you do it without your locking stuff, without knots, loops over. This is how you go, and it's gonna hold if you string properly. You got your string, thread it through your bridge. Here it is. This is the low E, let's say, and this is the post it wants to go on. We want like 2 wraps, maybe 2.5 at most. So pull it taut through, and then kind of look at the next one along. So the A post, and I want about this much from there to about there. Sometimes you can go, if the post is tall, a little bit more, but there is fine. That distance, so that distance there, that length, is what's going to be wrapped round that E post, and that obviously then applies for the next one. It's this one, and then for your D, obviously you kind of just measure sort of that and there again, sort of probably just a little bit to here. You can not thread it through the post to start with and use that as a guide, or you can thread through the post fully, pull it taut, and then use that as a guide. But either way, this is what we'll do. I get to about there, and I'll make a little right angle kink there, look like this. So that bit is the part that's going to be butting up here to this. My hands might be in way, but look, to there. It's going inwards, because when we turn round, the string is going to go around to the right of the post, and it's going to create like a little Z or a Z or a zigzag through there, and kind of that's what's going to help lock it on. So we've got that pulled through, the tailpiece is slipping a bit, and I'm keeping tension with my hand. If you can see there, I'm keeping tension on the bridge with this part, and I'm keeping tension down on the string there with my finger. You can snip this off and shorten it a little bit so you're not wrapping round. In fact, that's what we'll do. I've got my length I want, I've got the pulled through, I've measured to about there, next post along, next post and a half maybe, pull through till we've reached there. I'm just going to snip a little bit there, just so when it goes round it's not going to hit us in the eye or anything. So there we are, and now my hands might be in the way, but we're going to get a string winder and we're going to wind on how we would do. And I'm going round here, and as we go around you can see it's kind of now going to kink over. It's created this little zigzag there, right? And the first time around that it passes, I'm going to overlap this over the top of this here. So we're going what I call 1 over, the rest under. And so round it comes. I'm keeping taut there like this, and we're going 1 over the top. See how that's going over the top there? We don't have to go looping it under. Just keep that there. Keep the pressure on you with your finger there, keeping that tight against the post. And these fingers here you might not be able to see, but I've kind of got the string hooked under. So I've got tension on that string fully, pulling on the tailpiece, pulling on that post. So that's, the string is wrapping round nice and snug. And then I've got that looped over. When I pass round, it's going over the top of this. And the rest of the wraps now are all going to go underneath. And as this passes round again, you'll see it kind of wants to pinch it in the middle there. That excess string is now nipped there, and I'm reaching the end of my wrap now, and I've got like 2.5 wraps on, and I'm up there, and as you can see there, it's got it. It's kind of clasped that excess bit of string there, and it's nipped it between the top wrap and the rest bottom, and you keep everything nice and snug and tight so you avoid, if you're overlapping strings with too much excess, you're not going to have the string bound to the post very well, and it's kind of it's wrapping on itself, let's say, and you're going to get slippages from that. I like to kind of just then push that up there, and then obviously we've got a new nut in this, but it's not quite glued in. This is just for a demo to show you, so it's going to move around. There we go, we've got clearance. Once we get more strings on this, that neck's going to pull up more, and we're going to get clearance at the first fret. So there you go, your next string along. In fact, good googly moogly, let's just do that while we're here. As next A string, I'm going to thread through the tailpiece of the Tune-o-matic, because this is a Les Paul with a Tune-o-matic style bridge on. That's maxed out there. I've got all my string for my A. I'm going to look, I want it to be on this one, but I'm going to measure, that's my excess. I'm going to put a little kink into the right. And then when we do this side, we're going to kink into the left. So they're facing in that way and that way. With the 6 in a line, we'll just do all this for the right. If it's a left-handed post, we do opposite. You get it. So we're going to thread that through our A string post. Push that through round till it's got there. Can you see that? I'm just going to hold it there, and I'm going to, will not cut this one. I'll just show you. Now I'm keeping tension on that there with my finger, and the rest of my fingers are hooking under the rest of the string, pulling it tight to the tail piece. So the tension always on this post, and I'm going round. And of course, you know what, I will snip that because I don't want to poke my eye out. Leave a little bit extra when you first do it, and then when you've got everything wrapped on, all the strings, then you can trim right close to the post. And it's created that little, it's going in, and it's created a little zigzag, and that's locking. That ain't going nowhere, G. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going nowhere. First wrap over the top, just like Stallone in the arm wrestling video, yo. And the rest are then going under. See how it nips it and pinches it there? Boom. That's how we do it, baby. And we're in the nut slot there, keeping tension all the time with his fingers on the string. Bang. We've got it. I'll pull that up there, and then I'll snip close to the post, get that excess garbage off there. And if we can see, wobble central, and my tripod's foofed as well. Here we go. I told you I were no Spielberg, but look, see how that is kind of pinched there in it. And I bare just got like 2 wraps on it, man. This one, a little more. We don't want any more than sort of like 2.5 to 3. Yeah. Tripod's falling to bits, but you see how that's nipped there? That's how we do it. That's how a pro does it, baby. And I'll take that Pepsi challenge with any of your stringing foofers any day at week, because your boy's a pro. That's how you do it. No tying knots, no pissing about with locking tuners, unless you've got your locking Floyd and you're doing dive bombs and stuff, because that's going to slack up if you're doing it without a locking nut. I've got another diatribe I can warble on about with locking tuners as well. Not my fave, even with a locking tuner where the pin, it's got the little thumb wheel on the back, and the pin, all that is, it's just a pin that comes up through the centre and it nips the string there, it pushes the string internally to the top of this. I'll still get another wrap or 2 on that, me, because that's another video with locking tuners, but that's how we do it, pro, baby. Look how tidy it is as well. And we're going 1 over, rest under. Look how neat and sexy that's looking, yeah? Like I told you before, easy, innit?